Picture this. A boy sits on a Lagos street corner with nothing but a plastic bucket and two sticks. He begins to drum. At first, it's just noise, but slowly a rhythm emerges. Within minutes, children surround him, clapping. Then adults stop, smile, and soon the whole street is alive with music and dance. Why does this happen? Why does rhythm call to us in such a powerful way? Because in Africa, the drum is more than an instrument, and dance is more than movement. Together, they are the heartbeat of a people, a heartbeat that has been echoing for thousands of years. In Africa, drums were not just for music. They were the first telephone system. The Yoruba of Nigeria used the talking drum, shaped like an hourglass. By squeezing the drum's chords, drummers could mimic the tones of human speech. Messages of joy, warnings of danger, or royal commands traveled faster than a runner could deliver them. In Ghana, the atampan drums told entire stories at festivals. A skilled drummer could announce family histories, praise chiefs, and even settle disputes, without a single spoken word. For many communities, the drum was a newspaper, a radio, and a town crier all at once. It connected people across miles of forest and savanna, long before satellites or cell towers existed. But the drum was more than communication. It was a bridge to the spirit world. In Ghana, sacred drums were beaten at funerals to guide the departed safely to the land of the ancestors. In Nigeria, the bata drums were played to call down the orishas, especially Sango, the god of thunder. Among the djembe drummers of West Africa, rhythms were believed to carry healing power. A sick person would sit in the middle of drummers, while the beat spoke to their body and spirit. Even today, you can see this in African churches, where drums awaken worshippers, carrying prayers beyond words. The belief was simple: when the drum speaks, the unseen listens. And where there was drumming, there was always dancing. Dance in Africa was never just entertainment. It was storytelling, history, and education. The Adumu, the jumping dance of the Maasai, was more than a display of skill. It showed which young men were strong enough to become warriors. The Agbekor dance of the Yu people prepared fighters for war. Its movements imitated shield strikes, dodges, and courage on the battlefield. In southern Africa, the Indlamu dance of the Zulu echoed the discipline of warriors, with stomps that shook the earth like thunder. Even farming dances told stories. Farmers mimicked planting seeds, thanking the gods for rain and harvest. Every move carried meaning. To dance was to speak without words. Drum and dance were woven into the fabric of daily African life. At childbirth, drums celebrated the arrival of new life. At weddings, they united two families in joy. At funerals, they mourned, but also reassured that the spirit was not alone on its journey. Farmers danced after harvest to give thanks for abundance. Healers used rhythm to restore balance to the sick. In many African languages, the word for drum is the same as heartbeat. To live without drums was to live without rhythm, like a body without a pulse. When Africans were taken into slavery, they carried their rhythms across the seas. In the Caribbean, African beats became the foundation of reggae, calypso, and dancehall. In Brazil, they grew into samba and capoeira rhythms. In America, they gave birth to blues, jazz, gospel, and later hip-hop. Even when slave masters banned drums, fearing they could be used to plan revolts, Africans found ways. They used clapping, foot stomps, and their voices to keep the rhythm alive. This is why today, when you hear modern Afrobeats or amapiano, you can still trace the heartbeat of Africa inside the sound. So the next time you hear a drum, don't just hear sound. Hear the heartbeat of a people. Hear the voices of ancestors calling through rhythm and movement. The drum and the dance are not just entertainment. They are identity. They are memory. They are Africa. If this story inspired you, share it with someone. Subscribe to this channel for more untold African stories. And together, let's keep the rhythm alive.